Prospect and Refuge is a music theater piece for unaccompanied female vocal quartet. And it's designed so that it can be adapted to any performance space. The way I worked on this piece to begin with was I worked with my sister, who is an architect, Hannah Marzynski, and we went to several different locations in Seattle where Hannah lives. They were all public spaces of various kinds. So we went to these public spaces, and I had thought we were going to be talking about their architectural features in a technical way, which we did some of. But what I found was that Hannah really approached architecture from an interpretive angle, where she was always asking, how do people use this space? What kind of relationships does this space create among the people who are in it? What does this space need to do for the people who use it? So Prospect and Refuge is an architectural concept that states that humans are drawn to spaces that offer both refuge and prospect. So refuge meaning a sense of safety, which is created by things like lower ceiling heights, a sturdy wall to have at your back, and then prospect, which is a view of a landscape that offers sustenance and potential danger. So if you're in a place that is sort of a perfect balance of prospect and refuge, which is actually what we're in now, we're in a sort of alcove in this building that has a lower ceiling height with respect to the lobby that it comes off of, and there's a bench with a wall from which you can look out at the lake view here. So we became very focused on people who use a space and the relationships that they have with each other and how the space is creating those relationships. So the piece is ultimately a piece in which 4 people meet in a public space, but there is no text. These are not specific people with names that have specific dialogue that they say to each other. They have musical relationships that can be staged in different ways to suggest different uses of different spaces or different kinds of relationships that a particular space is creating among them. And so I knew that Quince were all going to be performers who would take these suggestions about character that come out of the music and would really run with them and make them their own. So they have really developed integrated personas that are based on their musical language and that now have kind of movement elements to them and facial expressions and relationships with the other characters that are a real kind of collaborative hybrid between my work and what they've brought to their individual roles. So we asked Emmi Hilger to come in and work with us as a stage director on this project. And Emmi is a really fantastic director to work with for a project like this because she's a director who's very interested in clarity of story, but who doesn't have preconceived ideas about what clarity means in terms of style. So she can come into a project that is fairly experimental in the way it combines theater and music, and in that relatively abstract language that we're working with, find clarity of story and create clarity of story. So I'm really looking forward to being able to put this piece on in different spaces. We've had one performance in one particular performance space. To me, the piece will really start living when we have staged it in multiple spaces, and we've seen how it changes when we do it in different places. So the performer's interpretation of their vocal parts might change as they redevelop their characters for a specific setting, and the staging might change as we find, Prospect and Refuge in different areas of spaces of different shapes and sizes and qualities, and with different social histories. So to me, the piece really is fundamentally adaptable, and we've done kind of a proto version of it, but in a larger sense, it won't really be itself until we've seen it in multiple places.